is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. You grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports.
Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
That's right. You're listening to the Real Talk Sports Show as we broadcast to you live from the lockdown living room here, just 20 miles or so south of downtown Atlanta. We're in the building here with a brand new part of the Real Talk Sports Show. We call this the High School Football Weekly Recap, Wrap Up, and Preview Show. That's a long title. We're going to cut it down a little bit later, but right now, that's what we got. High school football, Monday night. Every Monday night here during football season, we're going to bring on the head coaches from winning teams of the week before. And as the season goes on, we're also going to be having the two coaches from the two opposing teams that we'll be covering in the upcoming week. As you know, we are the official video provider and live streaming for Terrace Stadium, all the games on Friday night. So if you want to watch the games, go to the Real Talk Sports page on YouTube and you'll find us, or simply go to realtalksports.net. And you will be able to find us there as well. Well, last week, it was the kind of the kickoff in Clayton County. High school football is back. No more playing around. No more we're thinking about playing. We hope to play. High schoolers in the building. And, of course, the way Clayton County kicks everything off, they always go for the backyard brawl. And it was every bit of that. Very, very close game. But we have the winning team. I should say the winning coach from the winning team, Coach DeTimothy Floyd. The winning Jonesboro Cardinals. Coach, are you there, sir?
I'm here, KU. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, Coach, first of all, congratulations. Big win. I know that, it's your guys and also the players from Mount Zion talked about, hey, it's just another game. But at the end of the day, when it's your crosstown rival, the backyard brawl was sure very big for your team to come out with a victory in their very first game.
Yes, that's it's always a big game. You know, we try to make sure we stay even key for it because it's going to be ups and downs throughout the whole game, and you have to be able to respond to all those different situations. But it's really a huge game. It's the biggest game on the schedule until you get to the playoffs.
No doubt. And for those of you who weren't able to watch our live stream, I'll pop the score up there for you. Jonesboro Cardinals 16, the Mount Zion Bulldogs 8. That was the final score. And it was really a close battle, Coach. What were some of the big turning points for you guys as far as, really kind of getting that game towards the winning column for you?
I think some of the turnovers, we were able to force some turnovers, and they made some mistakes that gave us the ball in really good field position, and we were able to, take advantage of those situations. And that was really the biggest part of the game.
Yeah, it seemed like turnovers were a huge part. Looked like your defense. It kind of, when I was watching you guys, I kind of thought about the guys that also wear red and black up the road, our Atlanta Falcons. Coach Quinn always talking about the ball. And it seems like you had the same kind of emphasis with your team.
Yes, that was really one of the biggest, one of the things we needed to work on this offseason. In the past couple of years, we really hadn't caused that many takeaways, and we've done a pretty good job protecting the ball. We just haven't done a good job taking the ball away, and that was one of the emphasis. And the boys really bought into that philosophy, and it helped us out a lot Friday night.
Well, certainly it showed. It was a nip and tuck game. You guys got on the board first. And I have to be very candid. It's a rarity that we see field goals. I will admit this on the south side. A lot of times I don't see teams getting field goals too well. But you guys started the game off with a field goal. Tell us a little bit about the young man that is your kicker for your team.
Well, Anthony Lobo is a junior for us this year. He was all-region punter last year. Did a good job kicking also. And we're pretty excited about him. We got to clean up some things on the protection end, but he can really kick it. And I told the guys once we get in position, we're gonna give him a try. I made a mistake the other night once we were in position, and I went for it on fourth down. But when I look back at it, that's one of those opportunities that we need to give Anthony. Um, like I say, he's been in the program 3 years, and he's really done a good job. His older brother kicked for us maybe 2 years ago, who's now at Clark, Atlanta. And we're just really excited about what Anthony brings to the team: kickoffs, punts, and field goals.
How important is that really in high school football for your teams to be able to, first of all, punt the ball and flip the field, but more importantly, get those critical 3 points when you guys get down in the scoring position?
Every point matters. 3 points, 1 point on those extra points, especially those 3 points. Sometimes drives just stall when you get down near the red zone or get in the red zone, and it's quite a luxury to be able to bring in a kicker that you feel comfortable, have confidence in to make that kick.
Well, no doubt, Coach. Like I said, again, it is a rarity that we see it. As a matter of fact, for those of you watching the broadcast here on multiple platforms, YouTube Live, Facebook, and Periscope, we appreciate all of those of you. You're actually looking in our background of Tara Stadium, where, again, the Jonesboro the Jonesboro Cardinals pulled off a win against their arch rivals, the Mount Zion Bulldogs. We'll pop the score up on the screen again for those watching. Jonesboro 16 and Mount Zion 8. It's funny, Coach, because the game really kind of had an ebb and flow even from the fans. Early on, we were doing a YouTube broadcast. We were able to let the fan comments actually pop up on the screen. We're able to show them. And at the beginning, it was all Cardinals. You know how it is. You get the lead, and then all of a sudden, as Mount Zion started to come back and then took the lead, all of a sudden, it was all Mount Zion. But you guys certainly were able to rule the day. Now, the other thing, too, is that your defense seemed to be really the key to the game. How much emphasis are you guys putting on defense this year for 2020?
Well, defense is always the emphasis for us. Defense and solid special teams, and we do work offense. But I consider myself to be a defensive head coach, and I help out on the defensive side of the ball, and that's just always going to be a big emphasis for us. And we have quite a few guys coming back on the defense this year that's been in the program 2 or 3 years, and now they're just gotten a little older and getting a little better.
Before you mentioned that, you had some guys that really kind of contributed very well for you, and they were part of really getting the ball back to the offense and allowing them to score, as you mentioned earlier, and putting the ball in good field position. Let's pop up one of the guys here that you mentioned. I think probably he would be considered one of the defensive stars of the game. As one of your linebackers had an outstanding game. That was Cameron Leonard, 11 tackles, 3 assists, and a fumble recovery. And to me, he was really kind of all over the field the whole game. You had some other guys that played well also defensively. Tell us a little about some of the other stars on defense.
Okay, first off with Cameron, he had an excellent game. And, as a linebacker, they got to know that the D-line really free up a lot of things for them. And, we're pretty fortunate to have a really good defensive line up there with Kanye Varner, Jamin Young, Jeremiah Hood, and Lucius Glenn. Those guys did a good job of keeping guys off of Cameron and the other linebackers. Stat-wise, Curtis Bowden had 9 tackles and 5 assists, including a sack when we moved him down to defensive end and a forced fumble. So, those guys, and it's so many guys that really stepped up on the defense Friday night. And I think this was really the first time that my wife didn't criticize me about the defense getting to the football, because they really did a good job.
So you're telling me that your wife is the de facto assistant coach for you, Coach? Is that what you're telling me? She kind of helps you out there and make sure you're on point?
Yes, every Friday night. She say something about that defense not getting to the ball, that I got to do a better job. So, I was really pleased to hear that Friday night.
Amen. It's always good when a man can go to the house and the wife is happy. No doubt about that. Well, Coach, again, it is for you. You've been a coach now of Jonesboro for how many years?
This year, 13. Well, 14. 13 as the head coach, 14 altogether.
And I've asked you this once before, but for some people who are new to this program, this is our first year doing the high school recap. Tell people what it's meant to you to continue, because Jonesboro's had a great legacy in all sports, but especially basketball and football. The Douglas brothers, of course, very, very involved in the community this day. Tell us what it means to you to be a coach of such a legendary program.
It's very exciting now. I was excited to get the opportunity so many years ago when Coach Satterfield left and went to Locust Grove, and it's just been a real pleasure. So many great athletes came through. Just to mention one, Cameron Sutton, that plays with the Steelers now. And I didn't get a chance to coach the Douglas brothers, but they were guys that I heard about when I was at other schools in the county. But just over the years, so many great kids have come through, and the community has really stepped in and helped us out. So it's just been a good ride.
And I can assure you that I'm a living witness that the community does play a big part, because we had a tremendous outpouring. And of course, we want to give a shout out to the Mount Zion fans as well. We had a big outpouring from teams from both sides, but especially Jonesboro. We had a watch count, Coach. Now we checked our last total, 2,500 views on YouTube, almost another 700 views on Periscope, and hundreds of views also we're estimating on Facebook as well. So every bit of about 3,000 plus people were able to watch some or all of that game. So certainly we're excited that the community has rallied behind, Clayton County sports. And even in the middle of the pandemic, speaking of that, how did it make you feel to actually see people like in the stands? Because we were told originally there'll be no fans. What did it mean to you to actually see some of the fans in the stadium for that first game?
Well, I was pretty excited for them because I know they really want to get out there and root for the kids on both sides. It's I was excited for the kids to have somebody there in the stands to cheer them on. But we went in kind of expecting not for anyone to be in the stands, but we took the approach that it's just like when we were playing Sandlot. We just out there having fun. And once people start coming in, it just got a little more exciting for everybody. And we just really appreciate everybody that showed up.
No doubt. I can tell you, we were not anticipating any fans. And so to get people a clearer view, we actually moved our entire video streaming system into the middle of the stands. We were around the 50-yard line. And so it was great to have kind of the crowd noise of some of the comments. And I think it even energized the people who were watching as well. So, yeah, it was definitely good stuff. And we were excited to be a part of that. Because like I said, again, we want to do everything we can to support the county and support, youth sports and everything. So the other thing is that you guys had to deal with, if I'm not mistaken, Coach, last week, one of your players, your offensive lineman, said that he actually has went through the COVID protocol. How have you guys been handling that in the school, and what have you heard around the county as far as schools, navigating this new time we're in?
Well, his situation, happened. I guess it had to be in April and May, and it got really, really serious for him.
Wow.
And he was even having doubts about playing this year, after he had gone through that. But, sitting down with his family and doctors and making sure everything was okay, he just slowly eased back into it with the team. But, following the protocols is very important for us. And I think, as coaches, the coaches in Clayton County, we're going to do our part to make sure that the kids are, safe, and make sure that we are safe, and make sure that our families are safe through all of it. And we just want to make sure that the kids, when they leave us, that they understand that what's going on. Because some actually, it was surprising to me that some actually really don't understand, what we're going through. And just having giving them a constant reminder every day that, we still in the middle of this thing. And we just got to make sure that we're doing the things that we're supposed to do to, help everyone be safe.
And you talk about the protocols. What are some of the protocols that you guys have been given by the county to try to keep players safe? Coaches, obviously, I know you got some guys like me in that OG status, a little older. So what are some of the protocols the county has said, hey, we want you to do to do everything you can to make the players and again coaches and families as safe as possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, county and through Georgia High School Association, we take everyone's temperature, as they come to the campus, and we ask them. I think it's about 7 or 8 questions, kind of a little checklist we have to ask everybody, and once they past that point, they have to bring their own water to practice and to the games. And at the games, we're not using squeeze bottles anymore. We just kind of everybody have their own individual jug, or we use the little paper cups now, which
just throw them out.
Yeah. So, and it was different Friday night because that was the first time that we were trying to figure out what we were going to do for timeouts. But we got it figured out, and the managers did a great job of getting the water together for the guys doing timeouts. I think one captain go out for the games.
I saw that. I noticed that. Yep.
Yeah. And after the game, we didn't shake hands. No conjugating. We like to meet at the goalpost and kind of review the game and talk about what's going to happen Monday. That was none of that. There was none of that. So it's just, all right, go grab your stuff and let's jump on the bus and head back to the school. And when we get back to the school, get out the locker room as quick as you can. Don't leave anything. Leave your locker open so we can sanitize it. And we'll see you Monday morning.
Well, it was definitely a scene for us because, again, we're used to, you guys going through, all the different things you just mentioned, the handshake afterwards. It looked like you guys lined up, but kind of like, it looked like nobody was touching anybody. It looked like it kind of veered off real quick. So it was just an interesting scenario to see, and certainly to echo what you were talking about. I know when we checked in, and the reason why I'm explaining all this to everybody who's watching this, and again, you're watching the very first Real Talk Sports High School recap show. We're on the set here with Coach. We're held with Coach Smith. Excuse me, Coach Floyd from Jonesboro High School. The Cardinals knocked off their arch rivals, Mount Zion, 16-8 was the final on Friday night. And just talking to him to let you guys know who are watching this, all the things that the schools are doing to try to keep everybody safe. I know ourselves, Coach, one of the things they did is I had to go through a protocol. I was checking to get the internet feed. Oh, wait a minute. I couldn't even come in the building. They were like, nope. And it was like I had to do like an online questionnaire, and then they had the digital thermometer, and I had to go through all those steps before I could even enter the building. So, yeah, definitely I just want to assure everybody that the county is doing everything, humanly possible to try to make sure everybody's safe. All right, well, back to football, Coach. Who do you guys have lined up for next week?
Oh, big game with Eagles Landing High School. This is kind of a short rivalry, maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 years, but it's always been an exciting game, and we're really excited to go down to Henry County and play those guys.
Definitely, the inter-county games have been very interesting in the last couple of years because both counties have fielded some teams that have gone very far. Certainly, you mentioned Eagles Landing. They also have, ironically, a private school, much smaller school, but plays like a 5A school, ELCA, Eagles Landing Christian Academy. They actually, I believe, are going to be playing. I don't know if they play you guys this year, but I do know they play county opponents this year. So, yeah, man, great stuff going on. And again, you guys will be on the road. Is that correct, to Henry County?
Yes, we'll be on the road, headed to Eagles Landing High School Friday night at 7:30.
Have you gotten feedback yet to how many, because you guys technically will be the visitors, how many visiting parents and friends will be able to come along with you yet?
Actually, I got an email and text message about it today. I think it's going to be each kid and family can buy 4 tickets.
Okay.
And that's it. And they have to go online to purchase the tickets, and they're only going to let, I guess it's come up to about 300 kids. 300 right. Fans on our side.
Okay. Well, again, that's still, when we look at it in the big picture, most of these stadiums hold about maybe tops, I think 4,000 or 5,000. So to be able to have about 10% in there, certainly, I will tell you, it sounded better than no fans. And I'm sure you and your players felt the same way. At least you had some cheering. And I guess the cool thing for some of the kids, there were some parents, I think, I don't care where I was on the field, if I was playing, I could have heard them.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff. Well, Coach, listen, man, again, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your schedule to join us again. Big kudos to your players for having a big game. Again, we're going to give a shout out to Cameron Leonard. 11 tackles, led both teams, I believe, in tackles, 3 assists, and a fumble recovery, as well as a forced fumble, of course. And I'll pop his name up there so his parents can see it. There it is. And also, offensive player of the game. We're going to go ahead, and it was a close one between your tight end and your running back. We're going to give it to Tyrese Williams, who had 15 carries for 52 yards and a critical touchdown in that game. And so this good stuff, man. You guys really played a good game, hard-fought game, went right down to the wire. You guys obviously scoring late to put the game out of reach. And now, how nervous were you guys down? I shouldn't say nervous. How concerned were you guys down the stretch as Mount Zion made that late run? They got the ball all the way down to your, that's 10 or 15-yard line.
Yeah, they did a good job, kept fighting, but if it comes down to it, I want my defense on the field, making the stop. I just really believe the defense can make the stop, and it just got a little more exciting than I wanted it to get at the end. But I got a lot of confidence in the defense. And
how difficult was it most?
Game.
How difficult was it most of the game? It seemed that really the key player for Mount Zion was their quarterback, number 10. I mean, how difficult was it to really get him contained and corralled, especially as they mounted that drive late?
Oh, it was very difficult. We just had to change some of the things that we were doing just to try to slow him down and get in his way and let the help get there. But it was. I mean, he's an excellent player. But it was very difficult.
Well, like I said, you guys at the end, it was the defense that made the critical stop, tackling him with basically as time ran out to keep Mount Zion from scoring and at least make an attempt to tie the game up. So like I said, anybody watched it was a thriller, and it was a good way to kick off. Backyard brawl. Again, the final score for those of you who have been asleep somewhere in the weeds, final score was Jonesboro 16, Mount Zion 8. It was a great game. All the way down to fourth quarter. It was a 1-point game. You guys were holding on to a 9-8 lead. It seemed like the whole second half before scoring late to put the game away. So again, kudos and congratulations. Final score: Jonesboro 16, Mount Zion 8, as you guys see it flashed on the screen. And again, Coach, we look forward to having you back on as we continue on to cover high school football. And Coach, we're going to get set up. As you know, we have a presentation we have to make to you and to the Mount Zion School from Allen Vigil Ford. Our premier sponsor once again this year is allowing us to put together a small donation to each school. So we'll get that over to you and get that filmed up for YouTube at a later date. But Coach, again, we appreciate you, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate what you're doing for the community, and thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, that's Coach DeTimothy Floyd, head coach, longtime head coach for the Jonesboro Cardinals. They have a legendary program here on the South Side. They have really been doing some big things and great things, and we're appreciative, again, that he was able to join us on tonight. So each week we're going to try to, again, have different teams on, their coaches. We want to at least kick it off. We didn't have necessarily a format set up for tonight, but we want to at least bring on the winning coach and let him be able to meet you and greet you guys. And again, please support Clayton County high school football. Matter of fact, wherever you are, I don't care if you're in Clayton County, if you're in Henry County, anyone on the South Side, support high school football. And we'll be back next week with a full broadcast. We wanted to, again, just put it out here. This is kind of our inaugural broadcast. And until the next time you can join us, God bless you and have a great night.